All right, we're live. Good evening, everyone. So, I I have a new mission, and so let me just backtrack. So about a year ago, I believe, I think it was last year. I forget exactly what date it was. You know what? Let me look it up while I'm here. Bijou's Bill into June the Groomer, just so I can give you some more details, like more accurate details. November 28th, 2018. Yeah, so about a year ago, November 28th, I had Rosemary, the author, the person who wrote Bijou's Bill, and it's named after her dog Bijou, who died at PetSmart or Petco, one of those chain stores. What's up, Pinkie Pie and Gina G? Hello. She put hello. What's up? How are you? Anyways, um, back in November last year, I had Rosemary on to explain the bill, right, and go over the details and ask questions because there was a lot of misinformation. A lot of groomers were repeating rumors that were being spread about the bill and saying things that how the bill was going to ruin a lot of the grooming salons and a lot of small businesses. They were repeating rumors that they heard, never actually having read the bill. And I can tell they never read the bill because none of the stuff they were saying was accurate, and it wasn't in the actual bill. So I had Rosemary on to go over the bill, and I highlighted a lot of the main points about the bill. And this bill is in New Jersey. So New Jersey is looking to be the first state that would actually require dog groomers to be licensed, right? Buffy, I was watching part 4 of Yorkie Groom, old video, and you interrupted you. How rude of me to interrupt me. Who do I think I am? But yeah, you can go back to watching that. I mean, this is just me discussing something that's really important to me, and so here's the thing. I realize now why it's so important for me to continue doing my house call grooming, right? My freelance art project, my freelance artwork, because I need more control over my schedule because I have a very important task to do here in Georgia. So I contacted Rosemary, and through text message, and let her know, and just wanted to see how things were going along in New Jersey, because when we talked back in November, it sounded like in February they were gonna go ahead and move things along, but it's still not have gone through, as like it's not really law yet, I guess. So it's taking a while, right? So I just wanted to check on the progress, and she's saying it's moving along well. This is going to be finalized soon. And I asked, what can I do to? Because I already went on Bijou's the website bijousbill.com to sign the petition. So let me see if I can share that window. Window capture. Let's see. No, not the desktop. Let me see here. Okay. Capture. All right. Okay. So there we go. There we go. So this is the website, bijousbill.com, and if you go down to the bottom, you can read Bijou's bill right there. But at the top here, it says sign the petition. So I did sign the petition and pass Bijou's bill in your state. If you click that, it goes to a little like form that you could fill out. You put your name and address, and I did that. I did that last year. But I was just thinking, there's got to be something else we can do, right? And here's the bill, the actual bill, if you wanted to read it. And it's not that long, actually. You can pretty much go through it within maybe 30 minutes, if that. What I really like about the bill, and I'll just go. Shoot. 1 second, let me go back to that. Okay. So just the main points that I like about the bill is, first of all, you have to be 18 in order to be a professional dog groomer, get licensed. You have to be 18 years old, which is Not bad, right? And then if you're not 18, then you have to work under a licensed groomer who is licensed, right? So as long as you're working under direct supervision of a licensed groomer, even if you're 15 years old, you're apprenticing, it's okay. Um, but you have to be working under the direct supervision of a licensed groomer. Now, how do you get licensed? You have to pass a background check, right? You're gonna do a background check looking for criminal history, looking specifically for violent crimes, a history of violent crimes. As long as you're not, because I told Rosemary I have a DUI on my record back when I was 19, and then I got caught for a suspended license, driving with a suspended license because of that DUI, and I got put in jail again. So I was like, I got two dings on my on my history, on my background check. Does that mean I can't be a dog groomer? And she said no. They're not looking for things like that. They're looking for a history of violent crimes like domestic violence or assault, things like that. You don't want somebody who has a violent past to groom your dogs, right? It makes sense. Then what else? You gotta pass a written and a practical exam, and the written exam and the practical exam, they're not testing you on your knowledge of breed standard and breed trims and your ability to sculpt the Shih Tzu head perfectly round or anything. That's not what they're looking for. They're looking for competency and safety. Can you handle the dog safely? Right? Are you competent? Can you handle your scissors properly and not, cause a and not be risky to the dog, right? Not present a risk because you can't hold your scissors properly. Things like that. How well do you handle your tools and the dog? And the written test, it's going to be more on sanitation and safety. That's, just like our nail tech. I asked the lady doing my nails one time, and like this is the first time in my life, the first and only time I've ever gotten my nails done was when I won a package to the salon out in Arizona, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. So I went there, and while I was getting massaged and my nails done and stuff, I asked the nail tech, what does it take to become licensed as a nail technician? What do they test you on? And she said they don't test anything on like the coloring or styling or anything like that. All they test on, it's all about the cuticles, the biology, right? The anatomy, and also cross contamination, sanitizing the tools, all of that, because it's all about safety and cleaning, sanitizing, right? To make sure they're not spreading diseases and things like that, and cross contamination. That's what they test on, and that's what they're gonna be testing on for groomers as well. So here's where I'm going with all this. Pinkie Pie says, "I 100% agree. We need licensing. It would end the chop shops. Yeah, there's a lot to figure out though. Currently working with an organization to get grooming programs recognized by universities in Canada. Wow, okay. Ruth, I love the idea of licensing groomers. It won't be foolproof, but it will certainly help keep dogs safe." Exactly. And I believe it will help elevate the profession, in the public perception, the public's eyes, because right now, with all these horror stories going around, I got a text message just the other day. A lady's toy poodle got killed at the grooming shop at one of the big chain stores, and she was told that the Dremel caught the poodle's ear hair, right? A toy poodle, and the Dremel caught the ear hair, and it twisted the head around and broke its neck, and that's how it died. I was like, someone's being dishonest here. I was like, they're not being honest, because the Dremel, I can stop it with just by pinching it with my hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the Dremel produces enough force to catch the ear hair and yank the head all the way around to snap the dog's neck. I was like, that dog's neck got broken some other way. It wasn't the Dremel catching the dog's ear, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I wasn't there, but I was like, it just feels dishonest, right? And that was just a couple days ago I got this text message. So, I mean, dogs are dying in the grooming shops every single day, and no one's being held accountable. Basically it's just, oops, your dog died. Oops, because there's no license to revoke, right? There's no consequences. There's no accountability. And dogs are legally considered personal property. They're not considered a valuable member of your family. They're not considered family members. They're considered personal property. So it would be like if I accidentally broke your desk. If I went over your house and I bumped into your bookshelf and it crashed and now your bookshelf and your desk are broken by accident. I knocked it over, right? You can sue me, but I owe you for another desk and a bookshelf, right? Because personal property I destroyed. Same thing with your dog. I mean, they're just gonna basically, unless you can prove, unless you have evidence and you can prove that they intentionally, were neglectful, or your dog was a victim of animal cruelty, then you can charge them for animal cruelty, and they'll be charged for that. But other than that, they just owe you for the market value of your dog, And so here's the thing: I asked, how can I help get Georgia moving along so that Georgia passes this law as well, and groomers here in Georgia will be required to take the test and become licensed. The test, by the way, is only $75, right? In the law, in the Bijou's bill, Bijou's bill, the test will only cost $75. So it's not. Rosemary, the author of Bijou's bill, she was telling me that she's trying to make it as accessible as possible. She wants to help groomers get the license. They're not trying to keep us from getting the license. So anyway, and $25 to renew every 2 years. I mean, it's so reasonable. So anyways, okay. Pinkie Pie, that's bullshit. Part of my friend. Yeah, right. That's what I thought. Hey, what's up, Andrea? Wouldn't accountability be suing and making that small business burn to the ground with bad reviews and a lawsuit they can't pay? Because a lawsuit they can't pay, though? I guess, but there's been a few groomers, especially here in Georgia. Finally her shop got shut down because, but anyways, basically, anyway, Terry Miller, it is awesome that you're explaining the licensing process. I had to do the same when I was nursing for state licensing. Awesome, Terry. So I asked how I can get the ball rolling, how I can get more involved in getting Georgia licensed, right? Or Georgia to pass the law to require groomers to be licensed, grooming to be a licensed profession, right? Because right now, even if you wanted to take your dog to a licensed groomer, there are none. No option. Okay, so she told me to print out Bijou's bill and and mail it or email it to the state legislature. But I was like, where do I even start? With who? Who do I contact in the state legislature? I don't know. I personally don't know who my senator is, and I don't really get involved in politics. I mean, politics is just not my thing. And I was just like, where do I even start? Where do I begin? And crazy, like serendipitously enough, right? It was like, wow, synchronicity, right? I was talking with one of my clients, one of their family members, right? His name's Russell, and Russell is a lobbyist, and his family is involved in politics, his father, and they're actually involved in the Georgia legislatures and politics, and they're lobbyists, and wow, they're involved. I was like, no way. And I asked him, who do I contact about this? I was like, in the Georgia state legislature, if I wanted this bill to introduce this bill to the Georgia senators, or I don't know how bills get passed here in Georgia. I was like, I'm clueless. I'm ignorant. I was like, I could really use some help. If you could just point me in the right direction, I'll email it to them. And he was like, I will help you. He was like, I'll do this pro bono, or like I'll he was like, for me, it's gonna be a great experience. He was like, I would love to help you with this. I was like, oh my God, I started getting chills. I was like, this was meant to be. Cliné, hey, what's up, Cliné? Only the strong, good groomers will survive if getting licenses enforced everywhere. Anybody can call themselves groomers. It's bullshit. Too many animals getting hurt in this industry. Exactly, Cliné. Lee says, Google your state reps. Yeah, but even if I Google them, it's like, I can email them, but am I emailing the right person? So there's just so much that I didn't know, right? So Russell was like, I will help you. He was like, I'll get you in touch with the right people. He was like, yeah, and he also told me that, the Secretary of State board will have to get involved because they license beauticians and things like that. I was like, this is amazing. And he's saying it would be my local representative, my local senator, and he'll get me in touch with them. He was saying that he'll even help me draft the emails. I was like, oh shoot, really? Um, Lee, really, sorry, knee jerk reaction. No, you're good, Lee. You're good. I mean, that's probably the right answer. Actually, Google. He even said that. He was like, you could just Google your state senator. But he was like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. I was like, oh my god. So after this live stream, even I got to get his email. I have it in the car and email him the Bijou's bill that I just downloaded. But I was telling, and I asked him, how long would it take? How long does it usually take for a bill to be introduced, to the senators or whoever, and then for it to actually become law? And he was saying it could take about 3 years. He was like, maybe about 3 years, and then we'll actually see it enforced and, everything rolled out and, the state licensing and all of that. Like, it could take about 3 years. He's like, maybe even 5, who knows? So that's so awesome. He's willing to, yeah, right? I was like, oh my God. He was like, I'll do it pro bono. He was like, I'm happy to help you do this. He was like, we could do this together. I was like, oh my God. And I told him, this is so exciting. I was like, what if you and I could literally affect change and really get this ball rolling and because of the work you and I put in, like Georgia will become one of the first states to require licensing for groomers, right? For grooming to be a licensed vocation, right? I was so excited. So, and I told him, and I'll tell you guys, just to be honest, I mean, of course I want to do this because it's the right thing to do, right? That should be reason enough. And I could just stop right there, but that wouldn't be me. That wouldn't be total transparency, right? So, Pinkie Pie, thank you, Pinkie Pie. So, let me just be completely honest. I told him too, I want you to be I want to be completely honest with you so you know that I have selfish intentions as well. I have selfish motivations. It's not just all selfless and I want to do this for the greater good. I mean, that too. But I was like, there are selfish motivations behind this. I want to start a grooming school here in Georgia, right? And I was like, I want to start it in about 8 years from now. Maybe 5 to 8 years from now. But I was like, start a grooming school for what though? If there's no license at the end, when my students get through, because I told them I looked up beauty schools, human beauty schools, to see how they set up their programs to kind of model my grooming school curriculum and my program after theirs. It's usually a 12-month course. Most beauty schools, it's usually a 12-month course. And after the 12 months, the students take an exam, they take a test, and they're licensed by the state. Now they're licensed beauticians or hairstylists or, the estheticians. They're licensed by the state after they graduate, after they take the test exam at the end of the 12 months. I was like, and that's how I want to set up my school. 12-month course. At the end of the 12 month, they take the test, the state exam, and they're licensed groomers, licensed by the state, right? I was like, without a license at the end, it's if they just get a certificate that's saying that they graduated from my school. I was like, I don't know, it just kind of seems pointless, right? And I'm charging a tuition. I was like, without the licensing in place first, I just don't see the point of starting my own school. So I was telling him, a big part of waiting 8 years from now was hoping that, Georgia passes a law by then and we'll have licensing in effect by then, right? But he was like, unless someone actually starts, really pushing it, and somebody is constantly bringing it up to the floor, it could just get put, it could get kicked down the road forever, indefinitely. Who knows? Or unless so many states start passing it, then it just makes sense for Georgia to pass it as well. But he's like, that could take a long time. But so, yeah, I was telling him, and also another reason why I want to wait 8 years is because I want to save up money. I started a savings account online. I'm starting to put money in there as much as I can, and just trying to limit my spending so I can save more. And I'm preparing, right? But yeah, I told him honestly, my motivation in helping and doing this and to really push this bill along so that Georgia will require licensing within 3 to 5 years, hopefully, if we get this started now. I was like, it's so I can help. It would help me starting my school. I can build my school, like structure the curriculum around that bill, right? Around that the licensing, around that test, right? And make my curriculum, structure it so that it builds up to that, right? So at the end of the 12 months, they take the test and they're licensed. So I told him that's, I do have selfish motivations, and that's what it is. And he was like, I like that. He was like, I like that you have. He was like, because if you didn't have anything behind this, you just wanting to do it just for the greater good. He was like, you could lose motivation, And he's like, it can get tedious and it can take a long time, But he was saying, knowing that I have my own agenda, pretty much, I have reasons, my own personal reasons why I want to get this bill passed. He was like, it actually is a good thing. He knows that I'm not going to lose interest in it, Terry says, I'd love to get this bill started in Colorado. Fantastic job, June. Yeah, and it would be the same thing. Just go to that website. Let me show you here. It's bijousbill.com. And that's shows pass a lot in your state. So you could fill this out, right? And sign the petition, right? And so you go down here, you sign the petition right here. But then if you go back to their homepage, and you go down here to read the full bill, if you click on this, it'll bring you to this page here. And then you can download or print the Bijou's bill. And the technical term for it is, hold on, I think it's over here where it shows. No, hold on, maybe it's where it says it here. Where did I see it? Hold on. I saw it somewhere. Maybe it is here. But anyways, Bijou's bill, it has a technical name to it. It's like Pet Groomers Licensing Act. But that's not it. It has an actual number to it. Let's see here. Yeah, I can't find it now. But anyways, that's what you would do. You would download this Bijou's bill, download it onto your computer, and then you can email it to whoever your state representative is and get the ball rolling that way. So, Terry, that's what you would do. Find out who your senators are, your representatives in your state of Colorado, and I would just email all of them, right? Just to be safe, because I don't know who, unless you know a lobbyist like I do, and who's gonna help me get in touch with the right people. But yeah, I would email it to all of them and say, this is a bill that they're considering in New Jersey, that they're gonna pass to require pet groomers to be licensed, and could you guys consider passing a bill like this in our state here in Colorado, and just take it from there. Andrea, let's do it now, June. Exactly. I'll help you. Thank you. Well, I mean, you're in Texas, right? I mean, you could do it in Texas. I'll do it here in Georgia. Let's get this ball rolling, right? Pinkie Pie, this needs to happen. You can do it, June. That's what I'm saying. And that's why I really think everything happened for a reason. Working at Petco on Monday, seeing exactly what's going on and what's causing a lot of these injuries, because the process, anyways, and I can't get into it. I can't actually talk about it publicly because I might get sued, right? Because I'm not allowed to talk about trade secrets and stuff like that. So anyways, but I'm glad I quit that very first day that I started. I quit. And I'm doing my house call business now because I realize now I need to be more in control of my own schedule. Because if I need to rearrange my schedule one day because I'm going to go in and meet with the senator or go in and meet with the state secretary of state board or whatever to help get this bill moving, I need to be able to do that. And my clients are, I know every single one of them are going to be more than willing to work around if I need to reschedule their appointment and move them around a little bit, to clear that day so I can go and meet with the state legislatures. um, I'm really thinking all of this is happening for a reason. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to happen, and now I have I have a clear goal now. I have a very clear plan of what I need to do. I'm gonna work with my friend Russell, my client, my family member of my clients, and work with him, side by side. He's gonna get me in touch with the right people. He already knows. He already has the connections. He's gonna help me draft the emails, so we can word it, we can phrase it, the properly. We can phrase it in a way that will really get their attention, and get the ball rolling right here in Georgia. And then maybe in 3 years from now, we're gonna have a licensing program in place. And he was also telling me that them like letting the senators, letting the lawmakers know that I have a plan to start a school, and we're gonna have a school to teach, the things that we're gonna require for the testing, to get licensed. He's saying that will help a lot, knowing that I do have plans to start a school here that's gonna implement a lot of the things that we want the groomers to know. Sanitation, proper care, safety, and proper care of the dogs, making sure they have access to fresh water, making sure the kennels are clean. That if they're gonna use kennels, make sure they're clean, and make sure the areas are well lit. Make sure the work area is clean, right? So it doesn't smell like urine. Anyways, Terry Miller, fantastic. Thank you. You're welcome, Terry. Thank you. Thank you for watching this. Seriously. But that's what I'm gonna do. Wow, it's already 11 o'clock. That's my new plan. That's my new mission. This is my mission if I choose to accept. Oh man. Mission Impossible. Anyways, no, but this is not Mission Impossible. This is Mission Very Possible, right? Especially now that I have somebody who is involved in Georgia politics, right? Oh my God! Like how coincidental is that? It's like serendipitous, right? Really, it's like synchronicity, right? Everything just fell into place today, and I literally got the chills. I was like, seriously, you'll help me? He was like, yeah, I'll help you. He was like, let's do this. And he was saying, for him, it would benefit him as well because it gives him this experience, of passing a bill, getting a bill passed. And so he was, like, it's going to be helping me with my school, my future school. It's going to be helping him in his career in politics. We're helping each other, and we're going to cause a positive change in the grooming industry. Right? And yeah, I'm excited about this. So that's my new mission. That's my new goal, is to get this bill passed in Georgia. That way I can start my grooming school, and that way we can actually elevate the grooming industry, right? Shine a positive light on groomers and really gain back the public trust, right? Because a lot of pet owners have lost trust in dog groomers, especially with all of these stories circulating online, on social media, on Facebook. There's one post I saw on Facebook recently where this lady was saying she took her dog in, and like not even 5 minutes, like she got a call saying that her dog was stressed out. She went to go pick the dog up, and her dog was dead. It's like crazy. And okay, maybe, and it's easy to attack the victim, right? Oh, maybe there was something already wrong with the dog. Maybe she didn't tell them about, other stuff. But it's like, come on, okay, one of two of those, maybe it's the owner's fault. Maybe the owner took a sick dog in. But when you look at how many dogs are dying every day or getting injured, something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. In New Jersey, they did like a. Rosemary was telling me that they did they actually hired, they paid for an undercover, like an outside party, right? A third party group to go in and do a undercover investigative study on the big chain stores. And what they found out was, I think the period was like 5 years, in the period of 5 years, something like that. Like 49 deaths or something like that. Like, man, it's in that live stream that we talked back in November in my old channel. If you want to, she gave all the numbers, but I was just like, oh my god, that's just the documented pet deaths at the big chain stores, right? That they don't release to the public. This was an undercover group that went in and found this out. That's just the ones that we know about at the big chain stores because they have to report it within their company, right? We don't even know how many dogs died in private salons. Like the one up in here in Cumming, Georgia, like just a couple exits up from me right now. We know about one dog that died, and that was the one that really caused everything to happen, and she's shut down now, and she's in jail, I believe, because the employees came out and explained what happened, how she banged the dog into the washing machine, kicked the dog, dragged the dog, slammed him back on the table, and they said the dog was unresponsive and unconscious when she put the dog on the table to finish the haircut. The dog was already probably dead because he was already unresponsive. And then when the owners came to pick up and they asked why their dog was just laying limp on the table, they were instructed to tell the owners, your dog's just really tired. He's just really relaxed. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that horrific? Anyways, and so we don't even know how many dogs actually died in that one shop, So why am I saying all of this stuff? It's not to talk bad about the grooming industry. It's just to provide evidence, like to back up what I'm saying. Something needs to change. Someone needs to speak up. Someone needs to do something about this, right? And what if that someone is me? It's like I guess I could just sit back and continue waiting for someone else to do it because that's easier. It's convenient. I'm kind of lazy. I'm busy. I got a lot of stuff going on. It would be much easier if someone else just did it. But how long can I just sit back and hope and wait for someone to do something about this? What if it's me? What if this is my calling? And even if it's not, even if it's somebody else that's supposed to do it, I don't see anyone doing it. So, I mean, maybe I should step up. Andrea, OMG, right? Oh my God, when I read that story, oh my God, I was so sad for the dog and their family, but it also made me so angry that a dog groomer could do that. And now it's like the public image, the public perception, what most pet owners, they're already scared to bring their dogs to the groomers. Most of them are. I saw it when I was at Petco that day. When they bring their dog and they see their dog going onto the back, you can see it in their eyes. They're worried. And they're hoping for the best. And they're just hoping and praying that their dog's not going to be the one that gets hurt or injured. Their dog's not going to be the next dog, that goes, on social media about being killed. Like, they're worried. A lot of pet owners are scared to take their dogs to the groomers. And a story like that comes out, it's like, oh my God, like, it's so damaging to the dog grooming image, the public perception. It's so damaging. But I mean, I want to do something to change this, who knows what her history was, I mean, and this, I think by having a way to vet, people, a vetting process, like having to, first on pass a background check, take an exam, a written and practical exam, show how they're handling the dogs, do they have the patience for it? Are they going to lose their cool? Are they going to lose their temper with their dogs? Do they have the competency? Can they handle a dog properly, competently and safely, right? And I know that even though we have these processes in place, and they have to take the test and exams and pass it, I know it's not going to keep out everybody who might not, be fit for the job, right? It's not going to keep everyone out, but it's going to keep most of them out, right? Most people aren't going to want to go through all that, you know. The ones I'm talking about, the ones who are just doing it just to make some money, and they're hurting dogs and they just don't care. This will help keep most of them out of the profession. And even if some of them do get through and they do get licensed, now at least we have a way to help hold them accountable. You know, we can revoke their license. And now if they want to continue grooming, they'll have to do it underground somehow. And they can't post online, and they can't advertise online because then the Secretary of State will catch them. And they'll get fined, just like a human hairstylist. I guess they can cut people's hair out of their house secretly, without a license, but they can't do it publicly, and they can't advertise it, because if they get caught cutting people's hair for money, for an income without being licensed, they're gonna get in trouble, right? And I think that's what the dog grooming industry needs to be. Um, Andrea, what the hell is wrong with people? I mean, Ruth, I used to work for a mobile company. None of them, including the owners, are trained groomers except one. So many injuries requiring sutures. None died, thankfully, but so much incompetence. Ruth, man, I'm so glad we have somebody like you to tell the truth. I mean, this needs to be exposed. And the thing is, for the longest time, I was like, I don't want to talk about this stuff because, how do you shine a light on the problem without making people look bad? But I was like, you know what? Maybe they should look bad. It's like, why am I so worried about protecting somebody's reputation or how somebody looks, their public image, when dogs are being hurt and they're dying, Terry Miller, that's why I do house call as well. Helps the pet parents because they are around me during the entire groom. Although I absolutely believe licensing is necessary for everyone's benefit. Exactly. And that's why I like doing house call as well. Because, yeah, I mean, we're doing stuff that the dogs don't like. Let's just be honest. I mean, everything that dogs hate, their nails being fussed with, clipped, matting around their paws. Oh my God, they hate that. They scream and yell. Sometimes their ears, because their ears are already hurting them, and we're going in there and trying to clean it up for them. And they fight, or they'll bite or growl. Sometimes some dogs don't like their back area being messed with. Their butthole and that area. And some dogs are super sensitive about their tail. They'll turn and bite you when you touch their tail. And we have to touch all these areas. We got to brush them out and get all that skin cleared. And so, anyways, we're doing everything that the dogs hate. And the dogs, sometimes they do scream and whine or growl or bite. And I like doing it in their home and having the dog react those ways, and the owner can come and see what's going on if they want to, because it helps the pet parent feel more at ease. It gives them peace of mind knowing that that their dog isn't being hurt in their own home. Even though their dog might sound like it, they can peek around the corner, they can look, and they can see what's going on, and they say, oh, he's just doing the dog's nails, and that's why, But I like that for that reason. It gives my clients, the pet owners, peace of mind. Pinkie Pie Groomer, truly sick individuals. How can anyone deliberately hurt an animal? That story made my heart hurt. Yeah, and from what I hear, she's still in jail. And they had like a court hearing recently. But anyways, I follow that story on and off. It really angers me, and I'm trying to stay away from things that make me feel angry these days. And so, I haven't really kept up with that story. But from last I heard, she's still in jail, and rightly so. Lee, plus, if they are licensed, they are accountable and can be sued, prosecuted. Yeah, I mean, and I really think, like, I personally don't know how the dog grooming industry has gotten so big, a multi-billion-dollar industry within the past 20, 30 years, and they haven't been licensed. This issue hasn't, like, how in the world have they gotten away with this for so long, not being licensed? I don't know. Like, what? Well, about 5, 6 years ago, I think it was like 6 years ago, in California, there was a Senate bill, Senate SB 915 or something like that. There's a Senate bill introduced in California about 6 years ago, maybe five. You can Google it. But it was because one of the senators took her dog in to get groomed by one of the big box chain stores, and her dog died. Not only did her dog die, when she demanded to go and see where they kept her dog, and this is back when they were using heated cages. The dog got so hot in the kennel that it was being held in, it literally tried to claw its way out, and she saw bloody claw marks on the walls, and she lost it. Right? I mean, anybody would freak out if they saw that their dog was in a heated cage and it got so hot in there and it overheated. It was so desperate to escape. It's all bloody. They saw bloody claw marks on the walls. Okay, so they tried to pass this bill back in California. The grooming industry got together and signed a petition. Thousands of groomers from all over the country signed this petition. They banded together and they blocked that bill from passing, right? And I remember reading about it in the Groomer magazine about how this was such a huge win and how all the groomers united and they were able to stop this bill. So already they stopped the bill from happening once. In New Jersey, this Bijou's bill, back in November when I did the live stream with Rosemary and I was, trying to draw more attention and get people behind this bill and get people behind the idea of licensing groomers, I got so much hate. I got so many comments and messages and emails, angry emails from groomers from all over the country telling me how they lost all respect for me, how they can't believe that that they liked me or followed my videos, and they're like, how stupid they feel for following somebody like me, such a jerk who is trying to sabotage the grooming industry and stuff. A lot of these messages that I got, they hurt my feelings a lot. I mean, I'm a sensitive guy, seriously. I try not to be, and I try not to let this. And my ex-wife at the time, she was even like, because I didn't get any sleep. I tossed and turned reading all these messages coming in, and she was like, why can't you just ignore them? And I was like, man, because I care. I don't want. I want to not care so much. But I told her, I would tell her all the time, it bothers me how much it bothers me, what people think about me and what they say about me. I wish it didn't bother me, but it does. And, but yeah, it was really tough. It was really tough because I got a lot of hate. I got a lot of hate for having Rosemary come on my YouTube channel and explain the bill and to kind of, I thought I was going to be helping the groomers out because groomers were saying that this bill is going to is going to shut down most mom and pop shops. Mobile groomers aren't going to be allowed to groom. And it's like, what? None of that was in the bill. I just wanted to provide clarity so that people weren't scared of this bill. Once you understand what's in the bill, it's not scary at all. It's actually very helpful for the grooming industry. But anyways, yeah, I just feel like it's just ridiculous that the grooming industry has gotten away with it for this long, not having any kind of regulations or standards. Let's see here. Ruth Blow, they should look bad. I agree. Ruth says, House Call is amazing. Even when I was in a shop in mobile, I always invited the owner to stay. I have nothing to hide. I want my clients to feel safe as well as the dogs. Ruth, you're awesome, seriously. And that's why I loved having that conversation with you. Yeah, it was worth it. It was worth it. Lee says, "Oh my God, that poor dog and dog mom." Yeah, I mean, luckily it was a senator because if it was anybody else, you know, nothing would have happened. But it was a senator's dog that it happened to, and so she was like, "No, we're doing something about this." And she found out that dog groomers are not regulated. It's not a regulated industry. We're not licensed, and we're not required to have any sort of education. You know, so yeah, she was like, "We're passing this bill. We're gonna require dog groomers to get licensed." But then it got blocked. They fought it. Andrea Sleeper, when I tried to open a state regulated school after months of looking for a way without any help, I finally told the Department of Education, I will pay the equivalent of any other school. Just tell me how much. They still told me no because dog grooming is not a trade, it's a luxury hobby. What? Yeah, what? That's crazy. That dog grooming is not a trade. It's a highly skilled trade if you ask me. You know, not only are we doing skilled haircuts, precision haircuts, right? I mean, look at a Bichon, right? The round head, even a Shih Tzu's round head. You know, a lot of scissoring goes into it. About a Schnauzer, a Poodle. I mean, come on, any kind of dog that you're talking about, it's a very highly skilled job, right? And here's the thing. Cutting somebody's hair, cutting human hair is skilled trade work, right? Guess what? That person is sitting there in that barber's chair or the hairstylist chair. They're sitting there voluntarily, willingly. They want their hair to be cut. They signed up for it. Dogs, uh, you know, I've never heard of a dog where the owner told them, the night before, "Hey Fluffy, the groomer's coming tomorrow, or we're taking you to the barber shop tomorrow. You're gonna get your hair cut. Aren't you happy, Fluffy?" And Fluffy's like, "Oh yeah, I'm so glad you made the appointment." Goes to sleep that night, wakes up knowing he's gonna get haircut, and he's planning on it, and he's looking forward to it. And the groomer says, "Can you tilt your head for me, please?" And Fluffy goes, "Oh yeah," you know. "Oh, can you lift that leg up for me?" "Oh, here you go." Come on. I think I think for that reason alone, dog groomers, it requires a little extra level of skill than a human hairstylist. I'm not trying to down human hairstylists or down another artist's work or say that we're more, but I mean, I'm just saying if you're gonna consider a human hairstylist a skilled trade, it would be absolutely ridiculous. It would be asinine. It would be so freaking, oh my god, I can't even come up the right way. It would be so ridiculous to think that dog grooming is not a skilled trade. You know? Because these dogs, they don't stay still, and you don't say, "Hey, could you put your head down for me, buddy?" Buddy's gonna be like, "What? No, no, what?" And you got the scissors. You're just like, "Come on, buddy, just keep your head still for me just for a second." The dog's like, "No, no," and paw at you. "No, get the scissors away from me." It's like, can you imagine doing a haircut on someone like that? They would get kicked out of the shop if you acted like a dog when you went to get your haircut. If I went to one of these Korean hair salons and I started acting like that, no, no, get it out. No, no, stop that, stop that. They're gonna be like, "You want me to call my cousin? He'll come and fuck you up." Like I would probably get beat up. Especially at one of these Korean shops. Shoot, they don't play like that. They'll kick my ass. Anyways, not a skilled trade, not a trade. That's crazy. It's just a luxury hobby, Andrea. That's crazy that they told you that. Ruth, because of the big box stores, when I started grooming, there were no box stores. All were privately owned salons. I feel like box stores have lowered the standards of grooming. Factory grooming sucks. It's the fast food of grooming, right? It's the fast food of grooming. Ruth says, too many dogs rush groomers with too many expectations placed on inexperienced groomers. Exactly. I mean, I don't know. It's like unrealistic expectations. You think your dog is just going to go in and here you go, clip these nails. Thank you so much. Here you go. Here's the other foot. No, they're going to be like this. They're going to be like, "No, get that away from me." And they roll. I mean, and a groomer has to have the patience and the knowledge and experience to deal with this and have an understanding of dog behavior and dog training techniques. You have to know a little bit of all of this and have the skills to trim and scissor around the foot. They have to have scissor skills and understand the scissoring techniques, how to hold the shears properly, scissor angles. They have to be able to work the clippers and understand clipper angles. I mean, there's so much that goes into grooming a dog properly. I just, you know, Lee, I'll have to look that up. You are so right. Pinkie Pie, agreed. CD, I agree too. Ruth Blow says, I hear you. My clients are amazed at how much detail is involved in grooming. The senior dogs, the frightened ones, the naughty ones, the amount of time it takes, and handling skills as well. That's why I consider dog groomers the mixed martial artists of the dog world, because and not that we're fighting the dogs or anything, not that kind of mixed martial artists in that way. Um, I jokingly say dog groomers, we're artists, and every once in a while we become martial artists. With the dogs, like doing this Wing Chun. Come on. Anyways, the reason why I say dog groomers are the mixed martial artists of the dog world is because we're not vet techs, right? But we have to have an understanding of what to look for when examining a dog. When we see hot spots, when we see, brown yeasty stuff, in their between the pads, or if we see, signs of ear infections. So we're not allowed to diagnose. We're not vets, but we see signs of ear infections or things like that. We know we have to have a understanding of when to refer the dog to the vet, right? And so we're not vet techs, but we have to have some understanding about what to look for as far as the dog health and their anatomy, the biology. We're not dog trainers, but we have to have an understanding of dog training techniques and strategies. We're not dog behaviorists, but we have to have a strong understanding of dog behavior, right? And signs to look for, panting, things like that. And we're not just hairstylists. We do hairstyling on top of all this, right? We have to have an understanding of the anatomy of the skin and coat, how it works, how it functions, and be able to work with all that. We also have to have an understanding of ingredients in the shampoos and what to look for in the products. We have to understand what tools to use, how to use the tools properly. I mean, so much. We incorporate all of that into dog grooming. And that's why I say dog groomers are the mixed martial artists of the dog world. Dog trainers, a very respectable trade. Very, I would never consider myself a dog trainer. I would never consider myself a dog behaviorist or even a vet tech. But I do have an understanding, and I have studied. I worked with dog trainers, and I studied these techniques, and I've used them in my dog grooming sessions, with the dogs that I groom. And I worked at a vet's office, 2 different vet's offices, one here in Sugar Hill and out in Arizona, and I worked along with the doctors, and I've asked them questions, and I know what to look for now. So, yeah, that's why I say dog grooming it's no joke, man. It's no joke, seriously. Um, Let's see, Pinkie Pie, and hairdressing clients don't poop and pee in the chair. You would hope not, right? Shoot. What if I did that one time? Just one time, and I just poop, I just shart, and I'm like, oops, I thought it was a fart, but it's a shart. How much extra do I owe you for staining your chair? Maybe I'll just find out. For research purposes, for the sake of science, in the name of research. The next time I go get my haircut, yeah, I'm just gonna push one out, and then say, "Oops, I thought it was a fart, but it turned out to be a surprise. A surprise. How much do I owe you? How much extra do you charge for that? Just to see, just so if anyone asks, I'll say, oh yeah, at a human hair salon. If you poop in their chair, they charge you this much, in my experience." Anyways, Ruth, LOL. Ruth, what, ninja grooming? Yeah, I mean, sometimes it feels like that, right? Try biting your hairdresser. Yeah, right? Shoot, they'll call the cops, right? They probably call the cops on you. You probably end up somewhere safe. They'll put you in a safe place where you can't harm yourself or anyone else anymore. Seriously. Yeah, dog groomers, we put up with so much. I mean, I really think that dog groomers deserve a little more respect than what they're getting from the public. And I think that by having the dog grooming industry be a licensed trade, it will elevate that public perception. And hopefully it will help pet owners see dog groomers for the skilled tradesmen we really are by being a licensed professional, right? And I remember one of the biggest arguments, the groomers were freaking out. They're saying that by being licensed, it's going to restrict us to only work under a vet, that all groomers are going to have to work for a vet once the licensing regulation goes through. And it's actually the opposite. Rosemary even said, the lady who wrote the bill even said, it gives groomers more autonomy because now you're a licensed professional. That means you don't have to work under a vet or anywhere else. You can go do your own thing because now you're a licensed professional. It gives you more autonomy, you know? Let's see. Didi, would you ever cross over to cutting human hair? No, where would the fun be in that? I've been asked that before. Like, why don't you cut human hair? Because it would be no fun, you know? I mean, maybe if afros came back, you know, and I would be able to do nice round afro heads, you know, all day. I mean, but still, that would be no fun because they would probably stay still for me, you know? I'd be like, could you move your head? You know, just while I'm cutting your hair, just to remind me, you know, how fun it was to groom a dog. Yeah, it's like, hey, you mind if we fight real quick? You know, throw some jabs at me, and I'll try to dodge the jabs while I'm cutting your hair. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it wouldn't be any fun for me. You know, the reward is working with dogs because I love dogs, and at the end, seeing this beautifully sculpted dog and knowing that not a lot of people could have done it, you know, and feeling so proud of myself, and then letting the dog down and he prances proudly to his family, like, look at me, you know, and everyone's like, oh my God, oh, you know, you hear that eruption. And for me, that's my rock star moment. Seriously, there's nothing, I can't compare it to anything else. I can't even explain it in words. I lack the vocabulary to really explain to you how it feels, knowing that I created that moment of joy and happiness that family feels, and the dog feels so proud of himself. He doesn't know what he did. He just knows everybody's going crazy and nuts over him, you know, and he's just happy. And like, wow, I created that moment with the work of my two hands, you know, with my two hands and my sweat and my effort. I created that, you know, nothing compares to it. But yeah, no, I would never consider doing human hair because it just wouldn't be the same unless the person agreed to poop in their chair, you know, poop and pee in their chair, turn around and try to bite me every once in a while, and maybe try to slap the scissors out of my hand while I'm doing their haircut. Then maybe I'll consider it. My favorite dog day. Hey June, just stopped in to say hi to everybody else. Just stopped in to say hi to everybody else though, really. My favorite dog dad. Hey David, you need to get hooked on Fox. No, I was kidding. I'm just kidding. Maybe he's typing on his phone or something, you know, I don't know. But anyways, that made no sense. Hey June, just stopped in to say hi to everybody else though, really. Really? Seriously? What the hell are you talking about, David? Anyways, before I let you ruin this live stream, before I get too silly, Pinkie Pie, hi David. And by the way, don't you owe Pinkie Pie a burger, right? That you still haven't paid up? I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get involved in, you know, but I'm just saying, you know, keep your promises, buddy. Keep your promises, bro. Lee says, you get a nice fancy jacket, and you get a nice fancy jacket. Happy birthday. Oh, yes, it is his birthday. That's right. I posted on his Facebook. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, David. I'll leave you alone. I won't. David says, thanks, Lee. Lee Riley, who are you calling a biddy? Exactly. Shoot, don't come in here and start offending people, man. Calling people biddy and stuff. Every biddy? You want to say hi to everybody, though? Really, though? DD, haha, wow, love that answer. I've been looking into taking a career in dog grooming, and watching your journey as a dog groomer is truly insightful and inspiring. Thank you so much. Wow, thank you, Dee Dee. I appreciate that. But yeah, so let me stop fooling around here. It's 11:30. Wow, it's 11:30. Wow, you got 30 more minutes to enjoy your birthday, David. And then after that, shoot, what else? What are you gonna do with your life? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but anyways, David, uh, you're now that you're in where's it, Indiana, right? Maybe print out Biju's Law or download it and then email it to the state senators there in Indiana. Maybe get the ball rolling there in Indiana since you're there. Um, who is it? Buffy, right? I'm sure Buffy could help you out with that, and she's a resident there, right? Buffy actually is a resident. She has a residency there. I mean, yeah, maybe we can start attacking this in every state that we're in. You know, you got Indiana. I can hold it down here in Georgia. We got Andrea in Texas. You know, New Jersey's already, you know, they're pretty much got it rolling. It looks like New Jersey's going to be the first state, and then it's just going to be dominoes after that. Pinkie Pie. Oh yeah, haha. I forgot about that one with the egg on it. Nice. She wants an egg on it, David. Not just a regular burger. She wants an egg and probably bacon too, and some cheddar. You know. So I'm just saying, don't skimp. If you're gonna do it anyways, don't skimp. Okay. My friend, this is David. I won't ruin the stream. I just got off work and battery at 2. Oh, it probably died right there. Battery at 2. He was probably gonna put percent, and it died on him right there. You know, be prepared, bro. You gotta be more prepared than that. Andrea, you forgot New York. Oh, who's in New York? But I'm sure somebody's probably pushing it along in New York as well, because New Jersey, New York, you know, they're pretty close. And you know, what you call it? Because I used to live in Trenton, and I used to go over to Newark, New Jersey, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be New Jersey, New York, and then hopefully Georgia, right after that. But yeah, from what Russell was telling me, um, like he's saying it could take about 3 years before we actually see it passed into law and for it to actually take effect here in Georgia. Um, Andrea, there's a bill pending for licensing of dog grooming in facilities in New York. Oh, nice, awesome. So there we go. Yeah, so I don't want to sit on the sidelines anymore. I want to actually get actively involved in this. So because again, I have my own personal interest. I have a selfish motive for doing this is because the sooner I can get the licensing in effect and get that, you know, then I can I could more easily start a school and build the curriculum around that so that my students after their 12-month program they can take the test and they'll graduate not only with the certificate from my school but they'll also be licensed by the state as professional dog groomers, and then they can go start their own business, start their own shop, do house calls if they want, work at a salon. Maybe I'll even have my own salon at that point, and they can work at my salon. They'll have options because they're licensed professionals, and that gives them autonomy to do what they want. So, awesome. Andrea, you rock. Seriously. And guys, Andrea has her own dog grooming school in Texas, right? What is it? The San Antonio School of Dog Grooming? Is that what it's called? Andrea? Let me Google it real quick. San Antonio Dog Grooming School. San Antonio Grooming Academy. That's what it is, right? San Antonio Grooming Academy. Is that right? I think it is. sagroomingacademy.com. I think. Andrea, you there? Because I don't want to promote somebody else's. Academy of Grooming Academy of Texas. I think this is Andrea's school. Let me see here. San Antonio Grooming Academy and Grooming Academy. Yes. Okay. So yeah, that's their school. So I just clicked on their Facebook. All right. So let me share this on this live stream here before I end this. So here it is. The website is sagroomingacademy.com, San Antonio Grooming Academy, and their student grooming services. Contact us, become a student right there. And here's their address: 102 Top Toperwine. Shoot, maybe I need to get hooked on phonics. Toperwine Road, Converse, Texas. And here is their Facebook page, San Antonio Grooming Academy. Perfect. So you can like their Facebook page. Awesome. So nice little shout out to Andrea and her grooming school there in Texas. Awesome. So there we go. And Andrea is the one who was saying that when she tried. Okay, there we go. When she tried opening up her school and wanted to get, pay extra to get the, licensing and stuff, they told her that it's just a hobby, it's not a trade. That's crazy. But yeah, Pinkie Pie. Well, I'm off to bath out my poodle before midnight. LOL. See you. Wow. You're gonna start washing your poodle now? That's crazy, Pinkie Pie. Well, it's 11:30 my time. I'm not sure where you are, but man. But yeah, good night, Pinkie Pie. Have fun with your poodle. Andrea says, "Yep, awesome." So, oh man, this went a little bit longer than I expected. But hey, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody. So now you know my plan. Now you know what's going on with me. You're updated on my life. I'm continuing my house call business, and what I'm going to start doing now is focusing on getting Georgia to pass the law for grooming to be licensed vocation, and then after that, my next big goal would be to go ahead and start my school and have students that graduate as licensed professionals. So Lee, it was important. Yes, it really was. You know what else is important? Pinkie Pie finally getting that burger from David T after all these years. You know what I'm saying? Finally getting the man to keep his promise. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, it's all right. I mean, that was probably equally as important that we touch on that. Lee Ruth says, "Good to type at you, June. Glad you were here tonight to talk about this." Thank you, Ruth. I really appreciate it. And you still have my number. I still got your number. Yeah, give me a call. Anytime, baby. Anytime. Late at night. No, I was kidding. I was kidding. All right. Awesome. Well, Lee, thank you, Lee. Someone gets my jokes. Someone gets my humor. Someone thinks I'm funny. So anyways, but I'm probably not. I tell myself all the time, man, stop being so stupid, like no one thinks you're funny. You're not a comedian. You're a dog groomer. But yeah, I don't care. Whatever. At least Lee gets my jokes. So anyways, thanks guys. I'm gonna end this the way I always. Ruth says, "Call anytime." Ooh, okay. I get lonely around 2 a.m. So awesome. So the invitation's there. You guys all saw it, the open invitation. I'm gonna call like around 2 a.m. and get heated. If she doesn't pick up, I'm gonna leave such an angry text voicemail. I'm gonna be like, "You said, I hate liars." Anyways. Oh man, this is stupid. You are funny. Oh, thank you, Lee. Thank you so much. I try. I think I try too hard. That's what makes it not funny. You know what I'm saying? I go for funny, and then I try too hard, and then it spills over into not funny because you're trying too hard. So anyways, oh man. Whew, let's shake it out. Anyways, I gotta get home and get ready for bed. Oh, actually, my ex-wife is supposed to be driving down with my girls tonight. I'm not sure if she's still planning on doing that. But anyways, enough about my life and my personal stuff. I honor the light in you that's also in me. Namaste.